You know, there's the off. Might be locked. So right now it's set to 60 degrees, or it is currently 60 degrees. It's set to 80. Oh wow, I've actually never seen it done that incrementally. Usually it's just 81, 82, 83.
Yeah.
Must be new.
Yeah.
I want it 82.7. You can set that obviously wherever you want. It's trying to come on, but since there's no flow going through it, it'll probably turn off. So let's see. And that's off, okay? So that's kind of how these work with the power, right? So if I just hold this for like 2-3 seconds and then let go, that's on.
Okay.
2-3 seconds, off. It's not just gonna go on and off with a quick push. So if I want it on, 1, 2, 3, something close to that. And you can adjust your time depending on what you have here. If you hold both of these buttons down here for same thing, like 2-3 seconds, and then let go, you'll see this: heat, cool, auto. What you can do if you want is you can leave it in a heater, you can leave it to cool in the summer, or you can leave it in auto and just set auto to a general temperature that you like year round. And then ideally, what it will think is whether it's hot or cold, it will just try to maintain that temperature. So if you just 100% like your pool at, see EO3, that's basically telling us there's no water running through it right now. So that's a good thing. we want it to do that. If you like your pool at 85 degrees year round, no matter what, you can leave that in auto and leave it on, and it's just gonna kick on when it needs to, and it'll turn off when it needs to. You can kind of forget about it. If you don't wanna have to worry about an energy bill because you know you're not gonna be swimming for 3 months and you don't wanna heat it for 3 months, then you can obviously just turn it off in general. Or you can leave it in one of those other functions. If it's winter, I can leave it in a cooling mode, and it's never gonna cool down to 85 degrees because my pool is currently 40 degrees. So it'll never turn on in that situation. So whatever you want there. For now, I'll leave it in auto for you. And same thing, if you like 81, we can leave it there. So when you turn it off, and if you were to turn it back on, it would come back on in auto. So whatever you left it in last, that's what it's coming on in: heat, cool, auto. If you wanted to leave it on and you have kids here, families in town, the neighbor kids break into your backyard, and you just didn't want anyone to be able to touch or mess with anything, right now off. So let's turn it on. And you want to leave it in auto. Again, the first number you see, that's what the pool temp currently is. The up and down are going to be what you want to program it to. If you don't want anybody to mess with this, like they just don't know how, they don't know what to do, hold this button down for about 5 seconds. You hear that long beep? That long beep is basically telling us that it's not gonna let me program anything else. That basically locks the system so nobody can mess with any buttons. If you wanted to unlock it, it's the same thing. You hold that power button down for about 5 seconds, you hear that long beep, and it will unlock it. So you can start pushing other buttons again. With that flow code, it's not gonna let me do too much until it recognizes it can work. But again, those are just the general ways to program anything you want there.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
No, it seems pretty simple.
Okay. Just set that marker down somewhere, I think.
Oh, she has it.
Oh, thank you. So I'll show you how to backwash. I'm gonna go ahead and just write down where everything goes real quick here. So this way is your pool return. This is your spa return. Not giving me too many angles here.
Get the small one.
Side jets.
Yeah, that's gonna make it easier. Use a little
Oh,
Sharpie.
that'll
Do
work.
writing stuff.
Yeah, perfect. So floor jets. Okay, we'll come this way. I'll write it this way. Sorry. This line here, that one is your aerator. I'm sure you've noticed that on. This valve is just a tiny bit different. This is nothing more than off and on, and that's all. That's for aeration for your pool. Are you familiar with what that does?
Not really.
So that
With bubbles in there.
so actually what it does is you see that spray coming out of the side of your pool. That's aerating your pool water. So when in the summer, when it's 197 degrees out here, your pool will get very hot. It can get over 100 degrees in your pool. So the aerator, what it will do is it will spray that mist into the air, and the hot water will evaporate. The cooler water will fall down into your pool. And so that's kind of just a small incremental way of cooling down your pool if it gets too hot, so that you're not swimming in over 100-degree water temperatures, which can happen. In the winter, you can turn it off because it's pointless. But in the summer, it's definitely something that you can do, especially if you're using the cool mode on your heat cool pump. That will help expedite that process, so it can cool your pool down significantly faster. So I'll write that on here. So that's your aerator there. Water travels down that way. So again, right now in the winter, it's probably pointless to have it on. But in the summer, completely up to you. This direction for your waterfall. That direction. Let's go. That's probably not vitally important, but why not?
Yeah, sure.
This side is your spa suction. And this is your pool suction. This way is easier. The suction coming from this line is gonna be for your vacuum. If you wanted to leave your vacuum in, if you wanted to run your vacuum to clean your pool. This one is going to be from your skimmer, so your side basket that's on your deck. So yeah, for general circulation, you never want suction coming from your spa. You only ever want return. So you want to suck from the pool, but return to the spa and the pool. So we'll close the spa suction so nothing is coming out of the spa. Because it's such a small body of water, if there's more suction coming from the spa than the pool, it can suck the spa dry, and then we're sucking in air for our motor, which we don't want. So if we want to have suction from the vacuum and the skimmer, same thing, we're putting this off back here, so we're not blocking either line. and that's, usually you should be fine with a 50-50 split from the skimmer and the vacuum, and it should circulate and suck from the top and clean the top decent. But the vacuum should clean the bottom pretty well. If you want more suction on the bottom so that the vacuum is doing a little bit better, cleaning up leaves, debris, dirt, stuff like that, the more you cut off the skimmer, the more suction you give to your vacuum. So typically you can do it like very incrementally, little by little, until you get to a point that you like. Personally, I kind of line this corner up with this tiny little notch here. So it's kind of like a 75-25 split. seems to be what works best from what I've seen. But again, it could be a situation of if it's 50-50, you have crazy great suction out of both. I mean, you do have new sand for the filter in there, so that's not unlikely. It definitely could be the case. But could also be a personal preference, what you like more. If you wanted to take it out like it is now, there's a little lid that will close for the vacuum. So you don't want to leave that suction line open, because then basically you're getting 50% suction out of here and you're blocking 50% from the other side, and that can be tough on your motor. So typically what you'll want to do is you'll want to close that line. So you can leave that open, take that out, go swimming, have a great time, put that back in, and then open it back up so you have all that circulation the way you want again. So I think the last thing, if you're wanting to use the spa, you're wanting to heat the spa, like everything else, it's pretty much going to be nothing more than directing the flow of water properly. So if we wanted to use the spa